He grew up in the most watched house in the world. Every move photographed, every appearance dissected, every silence turned into a headline. And for years, through all of it, Barron Trump said absolutely nothing. No interviews, no social media, no statements, nothing. He was the ghost in the gilded halls of the White House. The tall, quiet kid standing slightly apart from the rest of the family at every press event. The one his mother fought tooth and nail to protect from a world that wanted to consume him before he was old enough to understand what that meant. But Barron Trump is not a kid anymore. He turned 20 years old on March 20th, 2026. He is studying business at New York University Stern School. He is sitting in rooms with Elon Musk and Nelson Peltz. He is advising his father on political strategy. He is listed as a director of a beverage company. He was proposed for the board of TikTok. He is building something quietly, deliberately, and on his own terms. And piece by piece, not in one dramatic announcement but in a steady stream of moves that the world is only just starting to connect, Barron Trump is finally showing us exactly who he is. This is that story. Let us start at the beginning, because understanding who Barron is today requires understanding what he survived to get here. He was born on March 20, 2006 in New York City, the only child of Donald and Melania Trump. From his very first breath, he was famous in a way no child should ever be. He appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show at 2 months old. By the time he was 10, his father was running for president and his face was on the front pages of newspapers around the world. And he had not chosen any of it. Not one single second of it. When Donald Trump won the 2016 election, Barron was 10 years old. Melania made a decision that said everything about her priorities. She refused to move to Washington immediately. She kept Barron in New York to finish his school year before uprooting his entire life. When they finally moved into the White House, Melania fought hard to keep him away from cameras, away from press events, away from the political machinery that had swallowed the rest of the family whole. She was ferocious about it. Staff members later described her as a wall between her son and the world, and they meant it as the highest possible compliment. But being in the White House does things to a person, even a child, even a protected one. You absorb the energy of the place. You watch power move through rooms. You understand, at a level most adults never reach, what decisions look like up close and what they cost the people who make them. Barron Trump spent 4 of his most formative years in that environment. And it shaped him in ways that are only now beginning to show. When his father lost the 2020 election, the family moved to Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida. Barron enrolled at Oxbridge Academy in West Palm Beach. He stayed quiet. He kept his head down. He played soccer. He had signed for DC United Academy as a midfielder and was genuinely talented. He graduated in May 2024 with a reputation among classmates as independent, self-contained, and sharper than people expected. And then, in the months that followed, everything changed. Barron Trump stepped out of the shadow he had lived in his entire life. And what he stepped into surprised everyone. In July 2024, Barron Trump co-founded a real estate company called Trump, Fulcher and Roxburgh Capital. He was 18 years old. The company was dissolved after his father won the presidential election. Not because it failed, but because the optics of running a private business while your father runs the country are complicated in ways even an 18-year-old understands. But the message was clear. He was not waiting for permission. He was not waiting for the right moment. He was building. By September 2024, he was listed as a DeFi visionary. That stands for Decentralized Finance, for a crypto venture called World Liberty Financial. According to the New York Times, a real estate investor close to the Trump family envisioned Barron's role as someone who could bring credibility to the project among younger audiences and steer it away from the chaos of memecoins. He was not just a name on a website. He was reportedly the one who urged his parents to get involved in cryptocurrency in the first place. The kid who grew up watching his father dominate television had spent his teenage years watching a different kind of power accumulate online, and he understood it in a way his father simply did not. His father said it plainly in a Fox News interview with Laura Ingraham. He said maybe Barron's future is in technology. He said Barron knows how to operate a computer better than he does. He said he would close Barron's laptop and come back 5 minutes later to find it open again. He asked how. Barron told him, "None of your business, Dad." That one line tells you everything about who this young man is. And then there is the political influence, which is where things get genuinely fascinating. Donald Trump has said in interviews that Barron advises him on politics. Not Ivanka, not Don Jr., not Eric. Barron. A teenager sitting in rooms and telling his father, the President of the United States, what he thinks should happen. And according to journalist Molly Hemingway, Barron was not shy about it. He reportedly criticized his father directly after a 2020 debate for not allowing Joe Biden to finish speaking, telling him it was the wrong move. Think about what that takes. To look at your father, the most powerful man in the world, and tell him he got it wrong. His fingerprints were also on the 2024 campaign in ways that only became clear afterward. Sources credited Barron with pushing his father's team to appear on platforms that could reach younger voters, including Joe Rogan's podcast, which became one of the most talked about moments of the entire election cycle. The appearance is widely credited with helping Donald Trump win significant support among young men aged 18 to 35. Barron saw the opportunity before the campaign did. He pushed for it. And it worked. In October 2025, he was proposed as a board member for TikTok following its sale to an American company. In January 2026, he was named a director of Solos, a yerba mate beverage company targeting young health-conscious consumers. He is building a portfolio. He is building a brand. He is building influence, not through press conferences or campaign rallies, but through the platforms and industries that actually move his generation. And his generation is watching. Because among young conservative men in America right now, Barron Trump is not just the president's son. He is something closer to a symbol. Quiet, tall, serious, and completely impossible to ignore. But there is one part of Barron's story that nobody in the mainstream press wanted to talk about openly, until the New York Times made it impossible to look away. In December 2025, the New York Times published an investigation that sent shockwaves through political media. The report revealed that Barron Trump had developed a relationship with Andrew Tate, the self-described king of toxic masculinity, who is currently facing criminal charges in Romania and the United Kingdom for human trafficking and rape. A mutual friend named Justin Waller told the Times that Barron was a big fan of Tate, and that the two had spoken by video call in 2024. On that call, according to Waller, they discussed the Romanian criminal case against Tate and shared a belief that the charges were politically motivated to silence him. The White House gave a one-line response. They said the White House had no involvement in the Tate brothers' legal cases. Barron's team gave no response at all. Now, this requires careful handling, because the facts matter and the framing matters. Barron Trump has never been charged with anything. He has never done anything illegal. Admiring a controversial public figure, even a deeply controversial one facing serious criminal charges, is not a crime. Millions of young men around the world follow Andrew Tate online. That does not make them criminals. What it does do, when the person doing the admiring is the son of the President of the United States, is raise serious and legitimate questions about influence, about access, and about what happens when the most powerful family in America develops close ties to someone accused of trafficking and abusing women. Those questions deserve to be asked, and they deserve honest answers. But here is the broader picture that this story sits inside. Because the Andrew Tate connection is one piece of a much larger pattern. Barron Trump is methodically building a version of himself that is specifically designed to resonate with a generation of young men who distrust institutions, who consume content on platforms his father barely understands, and who respond to authenticity, or the appearance of authenticity, more than to polish or pedigree. The crypto moves, the TikTok board proposal, the beverage company, the push for Joe Rogan, the silence on social media that makes every rare appearance feel like an event. All of it points in the same direction. He is not trying to be his father. He is trying to be something his father could never be, a bridge between the Trump political dynasty and the digital generation that will define American politics for the next 50 years. In January 2026, he attended the State of the Union address alongside his family. His first major public appearance since his father's second inauguration. He sat quietly. He watched. He gave nothing away. He looked like exactly what he is. A young man who has spent his entire life studying power from the inside and is now deciding very carefully how to use what he has learned. He is 20 years old. He holds dual citizenship, American and Slovenian, with European Union rights his mother secured for him. He speaks multiple languages. He has sat in meetings with Elon Musk. He has shaped a presidential campaign. He has built and dissolved a real estate company. He is studying business at one of the most respected schools in the country. Whatever Barron Trump becomes, and the honest answer is that nobody knows yet, he has already confirmed the one thing the world has suspected since he was a silent 10-year-old standing on a stage behind his father at a victory rally in 2016. He is paying attention. He always has been. And he is just getting started.